Hello, this is your patron, the God of Chaos set. Welcome to technically our second episode of the Game Gods podcast, because we're all gods deep down, just not greater than me. The purpose of this podcast is to bring together gaming developers, what some might consider gaming professionals, and casual gamers together and have mostly fun conversations about what's happening within the realm of video games. I'm turning it over to my current avatar, Beast Lord J. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I'm Jonathan, or Beast Lord, and this is our second episode that is recording properly this time. I promise. Our guests today are two people I appreciate very much. Let's start off with the first who joined us last time, the Elite. And do you mind introducing yourself again?
Yeah, I was a games journalist for popcultureshock.com. They were affiliated with Play Magazine also at one point. We did a lot of anime, game, and music reviews, a couple of movie reviews also, interviews, little random articles and sections and the stuff that we had also. It was a pretty cool little site. You could find it on the Wayback Machine. Of course, right now, I'm doing the indie game recommendation of the week on the Nerds of Culture podcast every 2 weeks.
Absolutely. All the good stuff. So it's great to have your insights here. And on top of that, you're still somewhat doing the same thing now with a new group of people. I have checked them out a bit. I know you've been recommending them to me a lot as well. And I do like them. So I appreciate that, my friend.
No problem.
And the next person, someone I've known for quite a long time, we both have a strong interest in the categories here with Pixel, going by a new name, right? Or Carrie. Please, my friend, introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are.
Yo, hello everyone. I'm Pixel Journey. I like video games. I like RPGs. I like going to the movies. I just wish that all of our nostalgic stuff comes back in a new shape or form.
Actually, the nostalgic stuff, please expand. I want to hear what your take on that is. Please hit me with it.
I missed the 99-cent store.
Okay, that's not what I was expecting at all. Okay, yeah.
I wasn't expecting that either.
Yeah, it's not at all. But that's what we can count on you. Please go into that a little bit more. I want to hear a bit more. Go ahead.
I miss going to stores that was like from our childhood, buying items and stuff you can't find anymore.
Stuff has disappeared. We are all getting old. Poor Circuit City. Goodbye.
Yes, a lost media. Finding vintage games that you can't find anywhere. That's what I like.
I mean, you can find them if you have thousands of dollars at this point. I don't
want to spend that much.
Yeah. or if you like happen to be lucky and have a old school store like I do in my city, and you can find some of that stuff. But like it was said, you're gonna get hit over the head for that stuff.
Just finding it in the bin. Some people do get lucky, just shifting through stuff. I haven't been that lucky yet, but you know what? I feel you, Carrie. I do know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, we're getting old, which is exactly why we're probably doing this as well, because there's a lot of shit happening in the world that's very sad. And the one area that we do love that makes us feel kind of good is also starting to get saturated with this bullshit. I think we all know about the grifters. I think we all know about the rising gaming Nazi culture. Is that probably the best way to put that? Pieces of shit, all of them. I think we get that. But, what we're going to be talking about today is not too sensitive, but it is a problem, and it can be a good thing in some ways. We all know about the problems with Nintendo today. You guys mind sharing me what you might think about Nintendo and their recent involvement with their, let's say, fans? Right? How about we start with Pop-Tart? Yeah, please, Pixel, Carrie, please.
So we started seeing a huge surge of Nintendo pulling back in terms of grassroots culture stuff, especially during COVID, during the outing of the Smash people that we should not talk about, but
yeah, those
Nintendo
moves not
caught
be
wind of
made.
it, even though they didn't say nothing about it, but they caught wind of it, and yeah, they sanctioned tournaments and no more.
Yeah, I mean, if they what do you take any type of responsibility, they get aimed at. It's kind of like Capcom with them saying, "Please do not draw our women in these naughty poses without clothes on, getting beat up because that's bad." Which they know they don't have control over that, but it's like they have to kind of say something, right? Because if they don't, it's like, "Oh, you want this to happen," but it's like, nah, bro. Nintendo, on the other hand, if they managed to catch on to this, they should have said something, right? But Elite, what do you think so far?
Do you really think Nintendo doesn't want their characters to be as popular as Overwatch characters?
I mean, Overwatch characters are ridiculously popular. At least a handful of them, like Mercy, right?
Unfortunately, they're not as popular for their game as they are for Pornhub.
My God, yeah.
Ugh.
Pornhub has
No,
definitely
thank
gotten
you.
more attention out of that
What's
than
that?
Blizzard ever has. So yeah,
You know, so yeah, with that, as far as Nintendo, man, like I don't like to really just get started on them because I will usually never stop, right?
Oh no, that's
Because they're so
perfect.
because
That's
because they're
perfect.
so the anti-consumer thing, right? That we started seeing happening X amount of years ago, right?
Yeah.
With all the channel strikes and everything on YouTube, and you know, the idea that somebody would be upset that you were playing their game, their newly released game, and showing everybody this game, you know, on their stream, and which is free advertising for you,
Absolutely.
and you have a problem with this.
Nintendo hates free advertisement. And then you have people making mods for their games. Like, okay, Square Enix, Just Cause, right? People loved Just Cause 3 so much that the modders made a multiplayer version of it, right? That people could play, and it kept that game alive. So I find it insane that Square Enix wouldn't have at least some sort of working multiplayer for Just Cause 4. Nintendo can't even get that far, just letting people do what they want. They're just like, oh, you made this cool thing where people still want to play what we love. Oh no, fuck that shit. Like, I'm sorry, but we're gonna sue you for everything you fucking have. And if you don't shut it down, well, it's gonna get even worse, right? Because
And not even that, but they only freaking learn from it. Like, okay, you saw them doing something that made you a little nervous, right? Because let's be honest, Pokemon has been living off nostalgia and people just going hard for it and defending it
I
when
was
it's
about
really
to say
been
it.
doing some indefensible shit
You took the words right
compared
out
to
my
other
mouth.
games, right? And you know, I have shown you many games that have taken that Monster Hunt dynamic and improved on it tenfold.
oh, I've definitely played
And
them. Absolutely.
these bastards have seen these games, and instead of saying, hey, you know what? Maybe we could use some of the they didn't even want to be disingenuous with it and just like steal somebody's shit, right? Because you know the industry does that. Modders make games all the time, and the studios say, hey, that mod is a pretty good idea. Let's implement some of these features into the next game.
Nah, they don't even do that. They'll force them to shut it down and then steal it as if it was their own idea and put out a worse version of it, which is crazy.
And put a worse version of it out. Exactly. It's like, look, you guys probably looking at Power World right now and scratching your head trying to figure out what can we take from this to make Pokemon better. And it's like, you really can't, because they're not even really trying to be Pokemon. They're trying to be a survival game that has Pokemon-like creatures in it. So it's not even that similar outside of like the designs and the capture dynamic, because it's Nintendo and they are afraid for anybody step into their market. They're like, yeah, just shut them down. They're an indie company. They couldn't possibly fight us in court.
Now, you know, I Pop-Tart, please. I want to hear your take.
To piggyback off what Elite said, right? there was a thing going around that Nintendo was doing a patent of the monsters out in play, right?
Monsters out in
Like
play.
the,
Yes, yes.
you know how like you get to have your creature stuff with you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were trying to patent it so that way no one else can use it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that is stupid.
Yeah, that
Do
absolutely
they not
is.
know that like Monster Rancher came out before Pokemon? There was other games that did the same exact thing. Even Digimon did that, where you battle each other like that, right?
Yeah.
Nintendo's like, oh no, because it's Pokemon, you're stealing from Pokemon. Oh, we're going to try to patent that way. If anyone try to use that mechanic,
Yeah,
we get to go after them. That is crazy work.
Care. Yeah, they definitely don't care. They absolutely don't care. Nintendo fans love to think that Nintendo invented everything, even though they'll just make a weird lax version of it. Sometimes they do very good, but it's like, no, Nintendo will do as least amount of work that they possibly can. I mean, look at how many people complained about the Switch 2 Joy-Cons having drift the day one, which is insane. And yeah, I played Power World. I put about 40 hours into that, and what doesn't look like something sometimes, right? Because there's a whole that was the area they were trying to, or at least people wanted them to sue over. It's like, oh, this looks like that or this looks like that, but it's only a couple of things.
But you know what else is crazy? There's another game that came out that did extremely well, that didn't copy Pokemon, but had similar mechanics to it. You know what game that is?
What is that?
Ni no Kuni. Remember it?
I definitely
came out on PS3.
Well, I'll go in up.
I definitely remember Ni no Kuni. A much better game than what they were trying to do with Arceus or Scarlet and Violet. Whatever. No, this new game, right? That's basically what that is. But Ni no Kuni was much better.
I give you an old game that did it also, because it predates Pokemon.
Which one?
Shin Megami Tensei.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yep.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I know they had books before the game even came out too, so it's like, what are you talking about? Nintendo knows this is such a broad
Dragon Quest Monster.
They can't possibly reinforce that. There's no way. I don't even know what they're thinking, to be honest. That's exactly what the theme here today is kind of going to be, right? As we go down the list here. So
it's nostalgic. They want to live off of nostalgic, but sell you what's that one game that just came out again for the third time? Mario Galaxy for the third time.
Oh, I mean,
at full price.
Yeah, that's that is something that is something that I have a major problem with as well, which we will be getting into a little bit later. Some people more or less do not agree, right? Obviously, and we're not just talking about your average consumer. We're also talking about some other devs, right? Some people think they have every right to be even though they're not exactly preserving their games, and what else, trying to attack people for being threatening to them, which is exactly what Power World was. It was it's still not even officially out, and it had millions of people on it for months, right? There's still a lot of people playing it now, right? And what I just sent you guys is something that Capcom, because Capcom is one of those other people who sometimes gets a gigantic head when they're doing well, which we're going to get into a bit as well. One of the Capcom legends actually ended up saying something about what all of this was. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You just serving me up a nice plate tonight, because Capcom, they were on my shit list before Monster Hunter World came out.
Before Worlds, before Resident Evil 2 remake, before Resident Evil 7. Yeah, they were not being a good game company.
That's when they did the huge company switch, right? Yeah, they put the right people in this time.
When they were contracting all those games out, like Remember Me, Dark Void, and all those games that didn't have anything to do with the classic Capcom games, that weird Bionic Commando game and all that stuff. It was like, what are y'all doing? Y'all got IPs that people like.
Yeah, which is, I'm always fine with someone trying something new, but like you said, when you're outsourcing a lot of stuff, instead of doing some stuff that what your fans like that you can expand on, is like you're gonna cause problems. And even then, like, look at Resident Evil, what was it, 6? I don't know what the hell they were doing at that. For Resident Evil storylines, like that one was particularly terrible.
That was the Call of Duty formula, Resident Evil.
Yeah, like gameplay wise, sure, it was fun, but this was mind-numbingly bad. I could barely stand that. Right?
But you knew they were going to that. You knew they were going to that because look at Resident Evil 5. I mean,
Yeah,
good
5
game,
was-
but let's be honest, they were heading towards action after that with that game, and 6 was just like, hey, you know, the cat's out the bag now. It's an action game.
Yeah, but the thing is balance, right? Like Resident Evil 4, I felt like was the perfect balance of horror and a more action focused genre, right? Like even with the remake, they managed to recapture that. The remake is just as good as the original game, if not better. I put as many hours I did in that one as I did the original, so it's like you can do it, right? Even Resident Evil 2 remake is a bit more action focused, right? Yeah, Capcom always gets in this area where they start to do well, and then they'll drop it hard because I don't know, cocky. Well, 3 remake, they outsourced that one to a different company, and look what happened. This was a drag. I almost didn't want to complete that because I was bored when they threw the same Nemesis boss fight at me twice. That takes forever to do and is repetitive. I don't know what they ever decide to get into there. But before I actually go into this a little bit, Pop-Tart, did you want to add?
Actually, I don't, since I have not gotten a chance to explore the Resident Evil series.
That's right.
I have not had a chance to play it because I play RPGs.
That's right. You're not a big horror game. Oh my god.
Yeah,
You need to get.
I'm not really that much either. I'm not that much either.
I'm more of the JRPGs, man.
I got
And you
So
know
in
what's
that case,
funny?
let's get to
What's
the,
funny also-
Capcom guy. Say what? Go ahead.
What's funny also, but speaking of those Resident Evil games, those remakes,
Yeah.
I think that's the fastest turnaround I've ever seen for like a game to come out after another game. I mean, it
And
literally,
actually do well,
literally
right?
it was
To
was-
actually do well, like 2 did extremely well.
Resident Evil 2 remake came out literally a year and
Yes, it
like
did.
3 months, a year and 3 months before Resident Evil remake 3.
Yeah, that's why people immediately felt there was a problem too. It was like, why is this coming out so fast? And then we found out why. They were also reusing a lot of assets and behaviors, like the zombies behave. The RE engine was fine. I like it. I mean, they did it with 7 and 8 as well. It works very well, but it's like everything else about this is yeah, they should have noticed that when RE2, they were actually about to do the same thing with Resident Evil 4, and they changed their tune because they realized people just did not like that. It's like, don't let someone else raise your baby like that. Come on. And then do terribly. Yeah, that was terrible. And like the same people from the same company here. So what he says, Power World is a game that transcends the boundaries of war, begins Akimoto, right? Cross the line that should not be crossed, and I don't want the world to think it is acceptable. Akimoto says that with regards to the copyright dispute, that he doesn't like the kind of thinking that goes, it sold well, so it's okay. Or it was fun, so it's okay. Or it got good reviews, so it's okay. It's all a quote. And I'll let you guys, I'll get to you guys in a second. Let me confirm something. I do get what he's saying. Because there's definitely a bunch of points, like, for instance, with a lot of things that Nintendo does, right? Where it got good reviews or it sold well, so it must be good. It's okay. People tend to put things on the back burner, right? When it's something they personally like. And as much as I love Square Enix, I'm never just going to be like, yo, this was amazing just because it was Final Fantasy. No, I'll talk shit about them all day when they do something blatantly wrong, right?
You like something, you're supposed to criticize it, though.
Exactly.
You
want
can't
the good
criticize-
good criticism.
Exactly.
Nothing bad. We're not trying to
Well, even bad
demonetize or
criticism.
demonize people. We're just trying to uplift.
even bad criticism, you can find something bad in any product. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, but like I as much as I love some of the games that I play, I can sit there and make a checklist of things that I don't particularly think were well thought out.
Exactly. And you should, because it's like you want them to improve moving forward, right? You want a much better game. And some people don't understand that. So some will say you're a fake fan because you don't see don't think the entire game is absolutely perfect without a questionable doubt, and that does not flow well. Even some of my absolute favorite games of all time, there are things about them I wish if you had tweaked this a little bit, this would have been perfect. Right. So it's like I don't like that. So like when he says that, nearing, do understand what he's talking about, because some people definitely just I mean, look at the grifting life today, right? This game is woke. This game is DEI, and it deserves a 1 because black person, I guess, right? People who clearly never played it. People who
Sweet
clearly
Baby,
never
Sweet
played it.
Baby Ink has something to do with it.
Exactly.
So it's instantly trash.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. It's at least some reviewers will talk shit about the game, but at least have played it and are giving feedback, and I'll take that all day, right? Because I'm not even going to exactly get into this part where he says Power World is a game that transcends the boundaries of war. That's being a little dramatic for me. I don't.
I mean, I've watched you play it, and I watched other streamers play Power World, and I see nothing of transcending war.
I mean, if you want to go there on that kind of dumb shit, I'm just gonna call it this. If you want to go on dumb shit like that, well, you got Pokemon. You basically doing like dog fighting shit with Pokemon.
It's slavery and dogfighting. Remember, they immediately become, they love you instantly the moment they go in that ball. So slavery.
Yeah, like you literally could stick Michael Vick in that game and people will be mad.
He'll catch all the dog types, you know.
Exactly.
Let's see, Growlithe, Houndour, Zygarde.
Every single one without a question. And it's like, yeah, some fans can't take that, which is why they tend to blindly follow sometimes. Some of them can't even accept the fact that they eat Pokemon in that world. It's like, what the fuck do they eat all day? Berries?
What else?
Magikarp.
Yeah, what else would they eat?
Feebas.
They're animals. They are animals.
I know, he was trying to trick them with that too, and yeah, they are animals. Exactly.
You know, I'm sorry. Pause for a minute. I'm sorry, God of War fans. She's a fucking animal. The Pokemon, was it Poketopia game that's coming out, because now they copying Power World.
Funny, right?
You know,
so you're talking about the Pokemon game that's copying Animal Crossing, right?
Animal. Well,
definitely both.
To be honest, the Power World game is copying Animal Crossing. Pal Farm is copying Animal Crossing, and I find that shit to be hilarious.
No, that's perfect.
But
that you said that too.
But
I'm
they,
sorry,
they deserve it though. They deserve it though, because, and I'm gonna see what they're gonna do, because it's not the only game that has copied something similar to Animal Crossing.
And you see, that's perfect, because
but they're gonna pick on Power World.
That's perfect, because once again once again his line here is cross the line that should not be crossed, and I don't want the world to think it is acceptable. That does not make any sense to me, because sure, Shin Megami Tensei, whatever, started this, inspired other people to kind of create, and though that inspiration has led people to do slightly different things, which creates new genres. Look at Chocobo Mystery Dungeon and stuff like that. And of course there was a game before that did that. I just can't remember the name right now. Azure Tower, Azure something. But anyway, it's like people draw inspiration from what is fun and they develop new things. We've been seeing that a lot. I mean, look at the monster genre, capture genre that Nintendo's so afraid of right now. We're seeing so many people do that in better ways in their own way. So I find it insane when Nintendo wants to sue Power World, even though the only thing that's similar to Pokemon is, sure, you're capturing them and maybe a small handful of them look similar to some Pokemon. But like the Dragon Quest game, people said is like, oh, you sure about that? Because a lot of your guys' stuff looks like Dragon Quest stuff, so why can't Square Enix sue you? Is like, you're so nervous, which of course, excuse me, Game Freak, but I don't care what anybody says. Game Freak is Nintendo. All right, so Game Freak will never actually try, because there was an article not too long ago where it said that all they had to do was sell like 200,000 copies to break even, which is an incredibly low ass fucking number. Because they don't put in the work. Xenoblade Chronicles looks, the second one looks far better than this new one, because they yet to have actual voice acting. Their animations are still weak. This half-ass gameplay that they made, that it's like, okay.
Xenoblade Chronicles in itself.
I have all of them. It is
If you
fantastic.
look at that game, all of them, even the Wii U game that they remastered on the Switch. The open world is alive with not just all kinds of creatures running all over the place. Creatures that are huge, like dinosaurs. And you're telling me Oxus couldn't do this, or at least had to do it with that ugly ass filter on it?
Exactly. And Pop-Tart
And mind you,
had the nerve to have performance problems too.
and mind you, right? The Monolith Soft team, they put all their games, even nostalgic. I have the copy right here. I think you played it on stream, Abuse Lord.
Yeah, I did.
It is Baden Kaitos, right?
Oh, I love that game. Yeah.
They put that in all the Xenoblade games, right? And they optimized it. It didn't even take them long to do it. They optimized it to play perfectly on the Switch. Some Switch on the Switch too. Xenoblade Chronicles 360 FPS, no problems.
Yeah.
Even on the regular Switch, playing the regular Xenoblades, they all ran extremely smooth, no issues.
Exactly.
Textures load in, everything's fine. When you look at Pokemon, you see the problems with Scarlet and Violet. That's why I didn't get it.
Exactly.
The problems with Scarlet and Violet. I'm starting to see the glitches for now Legends ZA. Let's not talk about the $30 DLC. They even put my favorite. They even put how you make over 1,000 Pokemon, right? And then you put them behind a paywall. That's mind-boggling.
And that's exactly the thing. Like, speaking from what Elite said and you said, I'm glad you both said it, right? Because with the half-ass work that they're doing and still charging $80 for these games, what was it? Pokemon, whatever before Scarlet and Violet, right? Or Arceus. Pokemon everywhere, nothing. And then in Scarlet and Violet, they decided to like quadruple down on that shit and just threw an ugly mass of shit. Final Fantasy 13, and when you get to Pulse, they had monsters running around, they had them interacting, they had them fighting each other, right? And it's like 13 did this on the PS3. Do you need all 1,000 goddamn Pokemon in your game? No, hit me with 300, but show me, I don't know, the lion guy hunting the deer, right? Show me something, how they actually interact in nature. Show me a Spinarak hunting a Kakuna, something, right? Make little in-game events that make this interesting. Like, even Palworld doesn't do that too much, but they have more of it going on than Pokemon does. The pals will actually sit there and fight each other. You'll see people fighting them sometimes, like the bandits or whoever, right? And that's cool. It's like all these little things creates immersion and makes this game fun. So as long as you've been around, right, your game has made billions, right? Your franchise. Well, why can't you do this little bit that we see everybody else doing that you're afraid of? Monster Sanctuary was doing that better than you, which lead us to the kind of next topic in this same realm is, with as much work as they supposedly do, Pop-Tart mentioning the poor optimization of their games, which is a big thing today. Like, if it was from anybody else, something on the PC, right, people would fucking shit their pants, freaking out over how the fuck could you let this go, right? And what Elite was talking about, which is like these little details, right? These interactions, how these creatures or people work with the world. Are these games from the Switch 2 overpriced? Is the Switch 2 itself, would you consider overpriced? You know what? Because of how tariffs, right, were going at the time, Nintendo definitely, I think they canceled their pre-orders of the Switch 2 because they weren't exactly sure how they were going to charge. So let's actually just stick it to the games themselves. Do you guys think their games are overpriced with the quality that at least the Nintendo household themselves are putting out with first party games?
I think honestly, their first party games, if it's not the IPs that are making them money, I think that everything else doesn't matter to them. They forgot about F-Zero, Star Fox.
Oh, because when something doesn't do as well as they want, they just forget about
They
it.
just drop it. They just forget about it. They don't think about it. The last thing you saw with F-Zero was what? The F-Zero 99?
Oh,
yeah, I don't years ago. That yes. And they was like, oh, this is just a limited time. They could have still took that same resources and made a new game. All of what happened to all the amiibo money?
Oh yeah, those things that you don't, I guess, collectors.
And then they doubled down. And they doubled down. It was like, okay, we're gonna raise the prices of all our accessories of the amiibos. Like, are you serious?
So it's not even just their games. They're also raising the prices of their accessories, which Nintendo loves their accessories.
My biggest problem with Nintendo, and granted, I love a lot of the games. Like, I like Kirby. You know, I'm looking forward to Kirby Air Riders.
Absolutely.
Right? Why do you have the Nintendo Switch online, right? And you don't put all the games that you want, like people want, on there. I'm paying what, $80 a year for what? Me to play 2-3 games?
Hey, people are having a.
We've been asking for
Xbox
Diddy Kong Racing for how long?
That's
you have
not on their online store?
No.
That is actually kind of weird. Okay.
But instead, you give me some Game Boy Advance or some Virtual Boy stuff that I didn't ask for.
I do want to get into that again. I do want to get into that, but Elite, you
make the accessory $100. Like, are you? No.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about that. But Elite, do you have anything to add? Okay, we are back. If there was a bit of a cut, we had to pause, which I don't know if I'm going to edit this part out or not. So, just to get Elite's point of view. So, we were talking about the the arguable concept of the Switch 2's games being overpriced because of what we were just talking about, which is everybody else seems to be doing more work than them, including the indie communities, which the indie communities have been killing it, right? So with Nintendo up here with their poorly optimized games, despite other third-party companies, right, seeming to make the best use out of the Switch 2, can they justify charging $80, $90, $100 in some places for their Switch 2 games?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
And my reason for that is, once again, we're talking about a console that is not technically up to par with the other two consoles, right? The other part of that is we got games that, if you look at what they're putting out, and what have we seen that looks like a next gen game? Because I'm sorry, I'm going to stick to that, because the industry told us years ago the games were going to go up to $70 on console because it was to pay for the next gen experience.
Exactly. I remember that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And all we got was a bunch of broken ass games.
Yeah.
With a few good games sprinkled in between. And when we got those games, what did they do? They milked those games with direct sequels.
Exactly.
So now we get the $80, right? And of course, Nintendo's they gotta be the ones leading the way for some reason. Of all the people leading the way, they're gonna lead the way with a bunch of games that are living off of nostalgia mostly. We got a couple of new IPs here sprinkled here and there, not really from Nintendo though, That game that looked like Bloodborne looks interesting, right?
Yes, it
Oh,
does.
that's
But what
blunt.
the yeah, what we don't know anything about it though, right?
Not yet. No.
Um the Metroid game that you were losing your shit
Yeah,
over
don't
a
even get me
couple of months
started
ago.
on that. Yeah, that pissed me off so fucking much.
You know, a game that literally looks like it was made and released back in 1999. And as somebody who played games back then, it didn't even look like it was up to par for that time period.
At all. What was that game that I was playing for? Oh my god, Half-Life. Half-Life 1 was doing stuff better than what I saw in that Metroid Prime 4 trailer, and that's fucking sad. And
Yeah.
I'll expand into that a little bit. So, Metroid Prime 4 looked like it could have been done on the GameCube, which so I don't understand why they were canceling this stuff out so much. I think they reset twice to eventually lead to this. And I don't require a lot to be happy. I like to see people try with a concept. That's not what I was getting from Metroid Prime 4. So what you said with them trying to charge extra money for a next gen experience, yeah, we weren't really getting that, especially on the PS5. We ended up getting a bunch of games that looked like it could have just been PS4, but with PS5 prices. And at least for me personally, with the first one, not the first game I played that was PS5, at least the first one that I've seen that I felt really stood up to that was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That game had a lot of crazy stuff happening in there. It had a lot of new concepts, a lot of new ways to interact with enemies. Every single attack they did had some sort of impact that you could see happening. Tifa punching a goblin in the face, you could see the impact of his flesh, right? As he trips up, as she beats the shit out of him. Right? Love
Yeah.
that. As much as people did not supposedly like Dragon Age Velgar, which I had my problems with that too, that gameplay was absolutely fucking smooth. They had
Yes, it
amazing
was.
cinematics in there. Like there,
The
I had
visuals were great.
exactly 100%. I had meteors and all this other shit coming down 100% of the time, in because I love meteors. And I think it only like lagged out or had maybe 2 bugs in a month-long stream, right, when I was doing it. So it is also sad that that wasn't being mentioned at all in what was at the Game Awards, because I'm guessing they were afraid of the backlash. But that should have definitely been mentioned, because once again, with the issues that I did have with Velgar, usually mostly just being areas of the story I didn't agree with, that game was incredibly smooth, right?
Yeah.
But
It was a technically sound game. Yeah, you could say there were some elements of the story you may have not have agreed with, but from a gameplay standpoint,
exactly,
I mean, it was, in my opinion, one of the better action RPGs of last year, hands down.
and I also
And
agree.
it's a good template for what they could do with Mass Effect 4.
Absolutely agree with that. There was definitely some, like, I wish they did have more support stuff going on. But it's like their armor and weapon system was also better than Final Fantasy 16, and that goes back. I love Final Fantasy. I loved Final Fantasy 16, but I can't ever forgive them for their weapons and armor being so fucking piss poor, right? Especially coming from a company that specializes in RPGs. And so, yeah, my problem with Metroid Prime 4 is that, yeah, they're doing everything that we could have seen on a GameCube. Uh, the backgrounds are boring. The enemy behavior is probably what's incredibly boring as well, since enemies were actually pretty intelligent back on Metroid Prime 1 and 2, right? But yeah, we're seeing soldiers just run out into the open trying to fight an enemy. We're seeing pirates also just run out into the open. I'm not seeing any more unique movements, considering this is a Switch 2, and what we were looking at before, once again, could have been done on the GameCube, right? Her powers are absolutely boring. I get you kind of want to keep a similar concept, but look at Metroid Prime The Other M. That game was bad. Like, some of the execution on the gameplay itself was also bad, but damn, did they really try to go in with the gameplay there. I love that whole switching between platforming to this 3D arena shit, right, with some of their attacks and stuff, and that was great. They could have fed more off of that since it's in that situation. I would have loved to have a more hands-on Samus, because you can, while keeping the same concepts, but these simple psychic abilities while also showing off similar bosses to the GameCube version is boring. Like, that's just bad. You can't justify charging this much. Maybe Donkey Kong Bonanza, that one looks crazy. There, I'll give you that. But like Metroid Prime 4, right? This is sad, and I don't
Beyond
at all. Exactly.
It's once again, like I said, you can't say it's a technical. You can't say you're paying for the technical aspect of the game.
Not at all.
So what are you paying for? The next gen gameplay experience is a myth.
Yes, it is.
It's a myth. Like I said, like I was saying to someone else, I feel like gaming peaked around the mid 2000s, somewhere in that last gen well, not last gen, but that era of PlayStation 3,
we had
Xbox
some
360,
fantastic games.
Wii, like back when people were really thinking outside the box with their games, and when it was actually also when indie games kind of started becoming more prominent, right?
Yeah.
So we started seeing like these games that were just really cool, and it's funny because when we looked at the games that are being remade and remastered right now, where are those games coming from?
Exactly.
That era.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially what you're saying, there is a game that no one has been able to really recreate. I'm gonna see if I can pull up a clip and show you, but it is a game I think is from NIS, and it's from Time and Eternity. That game is so hard to find. It is like very pricey right now, but the gameplay from it, just from looking, just like the physics, how they were able to switch directions and still keep that nice artistic art style to it. Not a lot of games can do that.
And yeah, we don't, especially when we see like AAA game devs in theory should be able to do this because they have the resources and the minds. Like look at Ubisoft and Expedition 33 devs, right? I can't believe they were when you're making this much money and putting this much money into Assassin's Creed, and some of your people are like, yo, we have an idea. It's not going to cost that much. We've been here with you for years. You mind providing for us a little bit to see if we can get this off the ground? Why not do that? And look what happened. Expedition 33 is a massive hit. And so it's like that also says, like, what the fuck are you doing with your money to justify this? Because the new Assassin's Creed does not look next gen either. It looks like it could have been on a PS4, probably a PS3 if you were really pushing that shit. But it's like, this could have been done on a few years ago PC. So what are you doing to justify, right?
Yeah, and this is why I don't understand. Like you said, someone comes up with an idea. They've been working with you for years on successful projects. Why wouldn't you give them some leeway and let them try something, right? Like we saw this with Yoko Taro when he was allowed to make the Voice of Cards games for Square Enix.
There you go. Which was an excellent choice. I remember seeing people complain about those in that other one, that kind of played like Baldur's Gate. But it's like, why are you sad about that? Like, if this game is good and it does well, that means we're gonna see more of stuff like that. You should be happy to be seeing like a big company do something new. I don't know how those games did, but it's like, that's wonderful, especially for people who do adore stuff like that. You should never put that down, especially if they're trying, right? And with that being said, actually, before that, Pop Tart, did you have anything else to add to that? Add anything?
Yeah.
To that?
No, I just wish that for the companies that are this big, hear out more of their devs and let them create the games. They know that they can do the work.
Yep, because more than likely they
Let
can.
them give them the money to order to process stuff and bring out something new.
Or at least
Absolutely.
let them crowdfund it if nothing else.
Yep.
You know, I mean, because if you show a concept to gamers that looks good, they will support it. We've seen
Exactly.
this time and time again with indie games, and it doesn't take a lot, and it doesn't always have to be like, oh, this game looks ugly because it's an indie game, because we know that's not true either.
Not at playing these part hentai games that look like blocks, but I guess waifu, right? Put thousands of dollars into this shit, so don't tell me no one's gonna play this other game from one of your people in your group who has an idea. It's like, yeah, let them crowdfund. You should definitely be
Yeah,
providing to them, but
mean,
it's like, what the fuck? Come on.
we got games like Balatro
Yeah.
that was just like
Yeah.
made by one guy. We got games like Cyber Knights Flashpoint made by
Exactly.
two brothers. You
Exactly.
know, and these are games that are like rivaling like brand name household like AAA titles right now.
And it's like, yeah, Balatro didn't take much to make. One of your people comes to you like, "Oh, I got this card game idea. Why not provide?" And I recently just got addicted to Balatro. I play that like 5 times a day now, and I don't know why it happened so late, but damn, like I love Balatro. It's good. So it's like, yeah, your people have these ideas. Not all of them are going to be billion-dollar ideas, but they don't need to be, because a lot of people who get into game design aren't just doing it for the money. A lot of them do it for the money and they can make video games. So it's like, shit, right?
Yeah.
Provide for your people, which brings us to the next topic. I put it in the Discord. So it's about the Xbox Game Pass updates, especially with everything
Oh,
that we were talking about, right? Nintendo not putting a lot of cash into their games despite having the means, while suing everybody else into the ground who dares to be better. Devs not supporting their own people when they have ideas, which is very sad. So which leads us to here, right? So we know that Xbox has raised the prices on Game Pass, and one of their justifications for that is that they're expanding it right into other areas. Right, starting today, a quote: "We're introducing 3 upgrade Game Pass plans on how players play Essential, Premium, Ultimate. Each includes expanded game libraries, including PC titles, unlimited cloud gaming, and game benefits. Today's Game Pass Core subscribers will automatically move to Essentials." So if they're expanding a lot of things, it makes sense that it's going to cost a bit more, right? Because they have to put more money into that. And from what I can see, Essential now has 50 games, right? 50 plus, excuse me, playable on PC, console, and cloud gaming for $9.99 a month, right? That sounds pretty good. Premium, 200 plus games, $14.99. And then, of course, the
It,
Ultimate Edition is 400 plus games at $29.99. I don't really use anything like this. I did with the Switch. So maybe you both know a bit more about it, but at least to me, it sounds reasonable in some areas. But for anybody
yeah,
who knows more about this, what do you both think?
yeah.
I
Okay,
think
so
it's a
look.
scam. I don't think it's good. I
All
don't
right,
know.
so
No, you want us to pay $30
Yes.
and you're giving us Fortnite. I don't care for Fortnite. I don't care. Fortnite Playground.
Oh,
Who cares? I didn't ask. And then you trying to get me to play what is it? Like I think a Ubisoft Pass. Like I don't care.
okay, but you see,
yeah, yeah. See,
that's the singular though.
Why
Hold
are
on a
you
second.
trying to make me pay
Uh,
more for
uh,
something that I know I'm going to play?
Hold on, because
sorry.
that's the
So
singular though, because it's like, yeah, you don't want to, but other people
I
will,
okay.
don't
right? But
care.
so,
Well,
okay, there you go.
here's where the problem comes in, and this is from someone who has used Xbox Game Pass from its incarnation, right? Since 2017 when they first launched Game Pass, I've been on it in some form or manner, and while I think Game Pass is a great thing, who wouldn't want a Netflix for gaming, right? The problem is the ultimate tier went up 100%. I mean 50%,
Yeah.
right? So now you're talking about, I don't know if they just playing around with this or what, but it's like $360 a year,
Yeah.
360.
Oh, that's right. It's
Like
$29.99 a month. Yes.
like most Microsoft products, like 360. So like, okay, 400 plus games, playable on PC, console, cloud, 75 plus day one games a year. Bro, we ain't getting 75 day one Xbox games. I've never been on Game Pass and seen 75 games released in 1 year
Yeah.
on
That
Game
is
Pass.
absurd.
75 exclusives. I have not. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think one of those years Square themselves put out maybe 9 games in a year, which was crazy. But so
Yeah.
you're expecting that from all the major companies and what indies?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. Right?
Yeah, because when you say day one, I'm thinking new releases, not games that have already been out that you just now putting on Game Pass after they've been out for like 6 months, a year, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I want to play it the day it comes out. So I know we'll get that for Microsoft titles and Bethesda titles and all. The problem with that is I don't know if those games are even going to be good. The other thing is, okay, so you include Ubisoft plus the classics, EA Play. You can probably get a little use out of EA Play depending on what they're releasing, right? They got the game trials up there. That might be all right. Fortnite Crew, I do not give a F about that.
That's my sentiments. I don't care.
I do not give a F about that, right? The unlimited cloud gaming at our best quality with the shortest wait times. See, I don't understand why they worded it that way, because cloud gaming is supposed to be based on your connection, right? So I was always under the impression that the better your connection is at home, the better quality you're going to get streaming that game from the service. Because at the end of the day, Microsoft is still on that thing where they're trying to, I don't want to say phase out game consoles, but they want Game Pass to be something that you have on any device,
Yeah.
right? And that's the whole point of the cloud gaming thing. And this has been in the works for years. So the in-game benefits, including for Riot Games, League of Legends, was it 2XKO
Yeah.
fighting game, whatever? There's not enough shit for me to be caring about
Not
there.
at all. Pop Tart, do you have anything
Um,
else to add really quick?
For it? No, I don't care for it. That's just it. I don't
He's just
care.
like, nah.
Nah, I'm
it's-
good.
it's not worth. It's not worth
I'm
30.
I'm not dropping $30 a month to do this.
You know.
I'm
And
sorry.
then I don't know what the play and earn up to $100 a year in rewards is,
They limit
because-
the points.
because it used
You
to be you could just get points for like doing surveys and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Nah, we taking all that away.
Wow. Jeez.
And then what they don't have listed up here is the fourth tier,
What's the
which
fourth
is
tier?
PC Game Pass, which is what I have now.
Okay.
PC Game Pass was $11.99 a month. Now it is $16.49.
Yeah.
And with that, you get, it's basically an ultimate tier, but you only get EA Play, and you don't get cloud gaming.
So when I was first looking at this, I did not notice the month part. I was thinking $30 a year. Yeah, that's insane.
No.
yeah, that's
No,
kind of crazy.
you know,
like
that's
No.
$30.
You could buy your games for that much. If you
Why
play
would I
indie
spend that
games,
much
Exactly.
and I could just buy my games?
you will be Nintendo one. Is like they barely have anything there. And out of like these 30, 40 games, I only care about like 5 of them. One of them was Paper Mario at the time. It's like, why not just let me buy this? Because they know they can make more money out of you if you have their subscription.
Not just that. Like they are for the Switch 2, they're trying to limit the amount of bloatware that comes on the console. So that's why they have a more monetization on the shop.
Yeah, they could just do that though, because it's okay. They're trying to stop all of that.
Well,
But they have
those AI made games then.
showing up.
I was about to say a lot of the AI games are hentai games.
Exactly. Like we still see that everywhere, and nearly all of them are hentai games. So it's like, Nintendo, what happened with this? I can't buy Paper Mario, but I can buy fucking waifu puzzle titty jiggler for fucking $5. Yeah. That's an AI game. That's insane, right?
AI puzzle, okay, puzzle.
Yep. Yeah,
and then I don't know, but I know that it's there, right? So it's like same thing.
Oh, trust me, bro. Some of their hentai games on Nintendo get downright pornographic, and I'm just like, how is the Switch having games that are more pornographic than a Sony console? Sony is like some prudes when it comes to that stuff compared to Nintendo.
Right, like just on my PlayStation, I have to actually go searching for it.
You got the censored version. You got the censored version.
Yeah,
but I'm telling you, you getting the censored version on the PlayStation. On the Switch. Man, you seeing it's a game on the Switch that I looked up.
The name of it.
You see everything.
What's the name of it?
No, don't give the name.
No, I want to know what the name is. I want to know from my research purposes.
You said
yes, because I want to see how bad it is.
Oh my god!
Because I know about the puzzle games where, like, after you complete all the puzzles, then you see some AI boobs, and that's it.
It's called Perky Little Things.
What the fuck? Okay. That's the name
you have
went with. Okay. Yeah. So now this is rated R, everyone. I'm sorry. Yeah. Rated R. Thank you. Perky Little Things. Coming to a console near you or already.
Yeah. It is absolutely not a game that should have been on. That should be on your physical copy shelves.
Oh my fucking god! I hope not.
Oh, physical copies? It's like some person's like, sign me up.
So, absolutely. That's why they have it up there, because someone's gonna buy this.
Oh, there was a game that I did. I gave to one of our close friends. It was way too much. I bought it at GameStop.
Yeah.
Actually, I could tell you the name of it right now. I gave that away real quick. I was like, oh, it looks cool. And then I saw it like, oh no.
Okay, we're gonna move away from this. If you send me it, I'll probably have it up in the video. Oh, is it? Okay. Wow. I see it. I'm gonna have to do some. What the fuck is this? This is just like a step lower than what was that game? Guilty Crown. It was on the PSP when it came out, and like I think their female warrior, she just had this. She was gigantic with a tiny little bikini, and oh my fucking god, it's something Crown, and I thought that game was
Dragon Crown. No, Dragon Crown was okay, man. Dragon Crown had a few designs here and there, like the witch design.
Yes.
But outside of some of that stuff and some other things in the game, I mean, if you know Vanillaware, Vanillaware kind of always has a little bit of
I heard of this.
Right?
I heard of this.
Like Vanillaware has that. They always have a character or two thrown in their games that have that look about them, right? Yeah, because vanilla people love Vanillaware games because of the art style, but
the art style is
like Dragon's Crown was by far them doing the most.
Yeah, because the art style, it does look nice. I do agree, but yeah, damn. Okay, so keeping everything that we're talking about in mind, it leads us to our the final question or the final thing I'm gonna mention to you guys. So, as an example, uh, Square Enix is releasing a double pack now, a Final Fantasy VII remake and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Right, I find it a little weird that they didn't just wait for Part 3, which is probably gonna come out late next year or the year after. Right. So why not just wait for a part 3? Because you can argue that it's like, okay, they want to make sure anyone who hasn't played it yet can just grab both, right? And that's perfect because a
Yeah.
lot of people have not played it yet, right? Especially since uh Rebirth was only on PS5 exclusive, at least for now, whereas Remake was at least PS4 and PS5. Now, with that in mind, they are releasing this double pack for $60, which I find absolutely crazy because you can still find Remake Solo for about 40, 50, and Rebirth is like $80 right now. So them releasing a double pack for 60 is kind of insane, right? And I remember not being sure if this information was true, but it is. They are absolutely doing this. So with
For the
that,
holiday season, right?
it is coming out like December. I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly when, but it is coming out December. Um, so with that being said, especially since you guys kind of brought it up already with the abuse from remakes and remasters, because yeah, the golden age of gaming was about a decade, 15 years ago or so, where we were getting all these creative ideas, and now it seems to have stagnated, not as much with the indie game area. But are there things that you have appreciated within the AAA game community where they've done something impressive lately? Because yeah, if it does release like this remake and rebirth for $60, that is impressive. That's an incredibly generous and kind thing that Square Enix has done, because they could have absolutely just made more money off of that, right? But they chose not to. So is there anything lately that you guys have experienced that you just really loved?
Like game wise, or like for them remaking?
Kind of like in this area, like, or within the area of remakes and remasters as well, right? Has there anything that you appreciated that you felt just came out right? Like if the company really was thinking about you when they gave you this.
Well, for me, I'll always deviate to games like once again we would just talk about Dragon Age, but I'll deviate to what's the game? Wild Hearts,
Yeah.
because you have a market that's dominated by Monster Hunter. And these people came and they kind of remixed one of their old games, tried to make something new with it, and put it out there. Unfortunately, a lot of people turned their nose up to it, but me and you, we played the hell out of that game
Loved Wild
and
Hearts.
enjoyed it.
Loved it.
And it's a shame that more people didn't give it a fair shot, because all they could think was EA as the publisher.
Yep, I hesitated when I saw that too. I was like, damn, do I really want to buy this? So I do get that. But yeah, absolutely. The Wild Heart surprised me. I was very happy it turned out so good.
So yeah, with that game in particular, I really was surprised that more people just didn't, because what World had been out for quite some time, and the only other thing we had that was even comparable was Rise.
Yeah.
And you already know how I feel about Rise.
Yeah. I also have a particular feeling about Rise.
Yeah. So to get an alternative to that to play that was actually good, but also very different from Monster Hunter in its own way was just a treat for me.
I hope EA sees this and decides to actually support them a lot more, because yeah, that whole we need to do better than Monster Hunter within a couple of months was never going to happen, and whoever thought that was insane and needs to reevaluate this. But they started
It
off
should have never
way
been about
better.
competition.
Yeah, never just put out fun games, which that's exactly what they did. So Pop Tart, what about you?
There anything like that I want them to do?
Yeah, like have you felt like a game company has shown that they appreciated you lately? Anything that they've done well within remakes, remasters, or new games they've put out?
Nope. The last thing that I played that I had extremely amount of fun in was the Yeast series. Now, I told you guys I got into the first Yeast, Yeast 7, no, Yeast 8, Lacrimosa of Donna.
Okay.
I streamed that 13, 14 hours at a time. I was having that much fun. Yes, getting a true ending, having new people in chat were like, "You got the true ending," and all of us being hyped. I like that. I played 8, 9, and 10. So I saw it. I was like, "Oh look, they did something different with 10, right? DLC, right?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Wait, only on the Switch too? Not a game card. It's one of those data cards." Oh no.
Wait, data cards? What do you mean?
Yes, you know how the Switch 2 has those not the game card inside. You have to download the data.
I get you.
Yeah. I still like the E series. I'm happy with that. I want their next game.
So you must be happy about the remake of the first game, I think. Have you played that yet?
Oh, that's on my list.
Okay.
But what I'm happy for, sorry to cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say
what I'm happy for is,
so you could probably play that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But what I'm really happy for that's getting ready to come out is on Halloween, Tales of Zillia remake. I cannot wait for that to come out.
Yeah, I know a lot.
Because the last time I played it was when I had a PS3. Remember my PS3 had got the yellow light of death?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't play it no more.
Yeah.
And it was stuck in the PS3 jail for like over 10 years. They announced the remake for that. I was like, oh, that's great. Now I can actually play this on, better hardware.
Good shit.
Granted, I have a PS3 now, and I do have the game, like the collector's edition on a PS3, but playing it in 60 on a PS5, okay. Yeah, take my money. I'm going to play it. Just like I played Tales of Grace's F and completed that 100%. That game, best mechanics by far.
Yeah.
I will even say it's better than playing Tales of Vesperia.
Yes, I do remember that you are a gigantic Tales fan. I do.
Yeah, he definitely. I've been watching them play Tales a couple of times when I came in the morning too.
Yeah,
for sure.
I've only played 2 of them before, so I like them though. They were very nice. I'll have to try more eventually.
I even played Arise. I did Arise and bought the DLC.
Yeah, that was the last thing I saw you playing was Tales of
And
Arise.
I 100% that. That's done. That's platinum. I don't care. That's done.
Good shit. So okay, as long as you have new Tales games coming, you're gonna feel like you're gonna get played.
I mean, there's in the era they're talking about. There's a chance of it's either the next game being remastered is either Destiny, Eternia, because those are locked on old hardware.
I think I remember someone mentioning that as well.
Yeah,
which would be interesting.
But the one that we all want is the best. I mean, story wise, is Tales of the Abyss. I want that to be done so bad. Just give me my game. Just give me that.
Well,
I want to dump hundreds of hours into this.
They are doing well now, so I think Arise went pretty well over with the people. These remasters are doing great, so you should definitely be getting that soon. I will hope for you. Okay.
Now there is one I don't want them to remaster, and that's Legendia. Legendia is straight ass.
They just put it in the collection, and it'll be in the collection with the others. and that would be the one you
It's
just
one of
won't
the games
touch.
that you buy it, you like, oh, I
Hopefully.
played it. Oh, it's not good. All right, I'm leaving it here.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm very
definitely.
happy that you share. See, I'm glad that you
Oh,
shared that.
but-
So thank you
oh,
Oh,
and
very
there's
can I?
much.
Can
another
I?
one.
Oh
We got
boy.
one more game that did a remake, and it did extremely well. And that is Star Ocean Second Story
Second
R.
Yeah,
story.
I've been meaning to get that actually.
That is very good.
Yeah,
I've only played one of those.
Oh yeah, yeah. Which one?
God, whichever one came out on like PlayStation,
I got
PlayStation 2.
that may have been the same one I
It's old.
played
It's
because
an
I've
old
only.
one. It's an old one.
I got you. Yeah, I only played two myself, so we may have played the same one in I played first
Just
the
don't
part
play
two.
Divine Force.
I have
Can I
not played. I
mention?
had heard people said they didn't like that.
Can I
Do it.
mention two other games real quick?
Please go ahead. Please.
Because it might maybe three, because I'm a little iffy about the third one just because of what it is, but
go. Please do.
but like, okay, so, and you probably know what these are. So Helldivers 2.
Yes.
Granted, I know
Democracy.
people will say it's not a AAA game, whatever, because of the studio, but Sony's behind this stuff, man. So, you call it what you want to. But I will say this is a studio that put out one of the hottest games in the last year and a half.
Yeah.
Right? Like non-stop content, elevating the game, bringing people back to it when they were ready to go to something else. Like literally just a beautiful production, right? That game definitely gave a shit about the fan base.
Yeah.
The other one, and this was a long time coming because I feel like we had a lot of Warhammer games. That visceral just Warhammer experience, right?
Yeah.
And Space Marine 2 really delivered on that. And it also took that formula where they were like, here's a game. You got the game. We didn't charge you $70 for it. At least not that I know of. I didn't pay 70 for it. But free content updates, whole bunch PvP mode, PvE mode, campaign,
Yeah.
customization up the ass, beautiful graphics. And here they are a whole year later, season 2, and they losing their mind. They done added even more content. They added new enemies. They are constantly giving their fan base a reason to keep playing this game. And it's just a great thing. And the last game, and I know people they're gonna think this is controversial, but Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Rival. Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah.
Marvel Rivals, a free-to-play game, but I say this because as a comic book fan, I have played a lot of comic book games that did not feel like they really cared about the fan base, right? They felt like cash grabs. And maybe this is a cash grab too, I don't know. But it's a well-made one if it is. Just the fact that they are pulling skins from major things in the comics, the fact that they are referencing things from the comics in the voice bites and the conversations the characters have with each other. I've never seen a comic book game do this before.
Yeah, it's incredibly smooth. I was playing it for a long time myself. Definitely loved it a lot more than what Overwatch has been doing for a long time, because this is what Overwatch should have eventually kind of become, right? But it couldn't. And that game also threatened them because they certainly did make some changes to some things that
You got a third person
they felt
mode.
like they had to do. Yeah, they
They got a whole
exactly.
third person mode from that, right?
You see, like they were supposed to be making a lot of changes and adding things, but they never did because it's like, why? We're the only ones doing
Wow.
this, and
Yeah,
then here
we don't
comes
need to
Rivals.
change
So you hear
because
that, Nintendo?
people are gonna play our game and they're gonna make hentai off of our characters. And then Marvel Rivals came along and people were not only playing it, but they were also making hentai off their game, their characters too.
Yes, that's how you
Yep.
know you've become
It's,
immortal. It's
When
we're
someone's
we're
able to
truly out
rule
there
34
now.
your content, you have struck gold.
Yes,
it's like, hey, for all y'all my Overwatch content, there's just as much Squirrel Girl in just that little bit of time.
Yeah, it's kind of
That's crazy.
it is actually crazy. It's such a shame that Blizzard has not done more with Overwatch as they could have, and yet here we go now with Rivals because I have a feeling they will be pushing that. More people are
They're
still
going to
Isn't
push
on
it.
Overwatch
playing it
2
like
isn't
crazy.
Overwatch 2 just done? Like they just gave up on content and stuff on it?
No, they're still releasing
Nah,
things,
they're still
but
doing
it's
stuff.
not being talked about, not nearly as much
Yeah.
as Rivals, not even
Oh, that's
close.
because everybody migrated to Rivals. And then
Yeah,
there's the Dragon Ball Z one too.
Yeah, I
yeah,
have
there's that.
seen that. Yeah, I don't know
And
how
you
it's
know,
doing.
just understand that with Rivals, you have a infinite well of characters. They can literally feed this game characters from now to the day we die.
Hopefully they'll be good at least, but yeah, it's
You
like they
know,
can just pull people and you'll have content, so it is a
you
lot
know.
easier. That's still no excuse for Overwatch. Blizzard specializes in this shit too, so I am happy Rivals is doing well. I haven't played it in a while, but I did enjoy.
Same
I haven't
here.
played in a while either,
I
but
haven't played this since
my friends
season
still
like the
playing
end
it.
of season 1.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
acknowledge that people are still loving the hell out of it though, because like I said, they just added Daredevil and
Yeah.
Angela
Oh,
and
Daredevil voiced by Alex.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Alex Lee. He's making big strides in the voicing.
Good shit. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. I got you. And so, I feel like this was a good place to actually end this. You both really came through for me. Thank you. I'm always excited to be talking to either one of you. So in this type of setting as well, because once again, we're doing what we normally do, right? But hopefully we can have fun with more people who might be listening to this. So for all the viewers who might listen to this eventually, we were here with the Elite and my friend Carrie as well. Both of them are my friends. I truly appreciate you two. Is there anything last little bit either one of you want to add?
Support
you go ahead.
your favorite indie devs. Make sure they thrive so they can give you the games that you want.
Exactly. Yes. And what about you, Elite?
I'm just gonna I'm gonna co-sign that because you already know that's what I do now anyway. I support indie. I recommend indie. You know, I appreciate the passion these guys bring to the game industry right now. I know in time these indie devs will be the new AAA devs. I just hope they
Mhm.
don't lose their passion in
I
the
hope the
process.
same. I very much hope the
And
same.
I guess where I'll end that is on an indie recommendation. Go out and buy Absalom if you like beat 'em ups and roguelikes.
That is made for fighting games. Fighting game players, get that game.
Yeah, because it does have a lot of fighting game DNA in it. They got counters and punishes and deflects and all that stuff.
And I absolutely agree with that. And with everything too, is like you support the people you care about because that gives them the fuel that they need to make new stuff. And make sure you criticize them when it's time because yeah, we need more of that, not just blind loyalty and just letting things slide. And that goes with everything. So everybody, I appreciate this. Carrie, Elite, truly thank you. I don't have a name for this yet. I'll be filling in something eventually. But to anybody who might be listening, thank you very much for sticking around. And until next time.